I made it. I play bass.
Eligio, guitar.
Daniel, drums.
Chris, guitar.
Marine, vocals.
Well,
These 2 years.
yeah. Then we found Chris on the internet.
Cause I'm hella sick and I just put myself out on the internet.
And then Marie on the internet. Then Andy, we stole him from Rebel Riot.
And Richie we stole from Death on Demand. Yeah.
So we started.
That's how it went down.
Good. It's
I like
fun.
it.
It's something that,
It's a good experience.
yeah.
Yeah, I get to be on the radio a lot.
It's cool to see people moshing and shit.
And you kick him in the face, teabag him.
It's gonna be my life.
It's gonna be fun, right? We're playing with Like
Yeah.
the City. So
Yeah.
We're already playing with Like the City, and they're a signed band, you know, so
it's pretty sick.
we're gonna take it all the way.
All the way.
Definitely.
All the way. Not just half the way.
Tour in Europe.
Go to Wacken.
Wacken Fest.
We got
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tokyo tour coming up.
Nuclear Blast.
Little Edge.
Prosthetic. Like maybe.
Prosthetic, yeah. Century Media.
It's on Karen's
Metal Blade.
douchebags.
Fine Farm.
Do we like Olivia? No.
Yeah, I like that.
I think we all agree on that one. Play signed bands.
Play as many shows as you can.
Practice a lot.
Get your name out there.
Teabag people.
The original.
Yeah, don't copy people, other bands.
Don't
Just
play punk, hardcore.
Don't be emo or
Go
lame.
nowhere.
make your own stuff and make
Country
music
rock.
that you would want to hear if you weren't in the band.
Yeah, that's some.
Be true to yourself. Never sell yourself short.
And don't have Ligo join your band.
From back when the time you started to now, do you think it's really different for musicians to try to get signed?
Well, there's two sides to that. You can say it's easier because the technology exists where maybe bands can get their music heard easier. And when I was growing up in the old days, there was no internet, there was no faxing, there was no MTV. Well, yeah, okay, there was MTV that happened in the late 70s, early 80s, but it was very hard. If you wanted to get a record deal, you had to put a cassette tape into the mail and send it to a record label, and 99 out of 100 times they're not even going to look at the stuff because they don't have time. So is it easier to get, I think it's easier today to get exposure. It's easier to get your name out there. It's easier for instantly to be known. So the downside of that is, I think 20 years ago or 25 years ago, there was really only a handful of bands because they all had to narrow down to getting signed to however many labels there were. Right now, people are doing their own records. They're selling stuff on their website. They're putting things available for download. There's instant interaction with fans. None of those things existed back in the day, or whatever you want to call it. But I think it can be a little tougher today, just because with the advent of technology, anybody can put together a website and put songs on the internet and buy the hardware to use your computer to press a CD, whereas that technology didn't exist. You were at the mercy of record companies. Now that's not true today. So I think the competition today is a lot more fierce. Just like I look at MySpace, since we've got our video up there, or our music up there with our website, and I go, my God, there's a million bands out there. Now, there's not necessarily more people playing, but the technology for people to get their music out there makes all these people now readily accessible to anybody on the planet, which is, it's fascinating, but it does make things probably a lot harder because the talent's out there, and the internet now is flooded with some great talented people and great bands. There's no rule in rock and roll. There's no laws. There's no guideline. There's no book to study on how to do it, like if you're going to go be a lawyer. Everything just kind of happens and it comes out of you. It's all emotion and feel and what happens up here and in your heart and in your fingers. And that's just where it comes from. I have no idea. And whether it takes 5 minutes or 5 years to write a song, hey, as long as the song's good and we're happy with it and people like it, that's all that matters. Basically, what I tell people is just to follow your heart and don't get caught up in the trappings of the music business and trying to be famous. And don't try to be fake. Just try to be yourself and do it basically to have fun. Because if you're doing it for any other reason, you're just going to sell yourself short. That way, if things don't happen, it doesn't matter. I've never made a lot of money doing this, but I've had a good time, and I've made a lot of good music and made a lot of fans and friends all over the world. And really, that's what it's all about.